Unit 23 Work Experience 23.1 4 Workplace Opportunities in Sport. Providers. Within the sport industry, there are three main providers. These are public, private, and voluntary. The public providers' aim is to make sports more accessible to all. Money used from the money used to fund public facilities is funded from the National Lottery as well as public taxes. So activities are run by the local council and governments. All of the public is welcome, and there's no form of membership needed. Their aim is about increasing participation rather than making a profit. Although public providers are not about making the sport more accessible to all, there are some disadvantages. For example, strict regulations and controls in place. Due to them not being a non-profit, means that the equipment and facilities sometimes lack and isn't always the best. One example of a public provider, which is local, would be the physiotherapist at a hospital. So next, the private providers. The private provider is business owned or franchise. Their aim is to make profit from sport. They provide a high standard quality service for members and those willing to pay. Although facilities and equipment used are normally of a higher standard, the issue with private providers is that there's a greater risk of the company collapsing. This is due to their money being privately funded and only coming from those paying and not from the lottery or taxes. In addition, another disadvantage could be the cost. However, due to the price of facilities, those attending tend to want to be there, and therefore filters out those people who don't. And that comes with a better service. One local example of a private provider would be Virgin Active. The final provider is voluntary. Similar to the public provider, the voluntary providers aim to increase participation. It is a non-profitable organisation or club run by volunteers, paid by the National Lottery, subscription as well as fundraising events. Not necessarily the people for the volunteers, but the facilities, etc. Due to it being a non-profitable organisation, there's usually no joining fee and therefore might appeal to more people. However, many volunteers don't get paid. The clubs require funding and from somewhere, which could mean having to organise fundraiser events, which could take up a lot of time and effort. One example could be a parent running a local football club. Within the sport industry, there are four main sectors: health and fitness, sport and exercise science, outdoor education, and sport and recreational. So firstly, health and fitness sector. This looks at more physical fitness of the individual. For example, weight management. It looks at many different areas: healthy eating, gym sessions or classes, and massages. So within this sector, there are many jobs such as personal trainer, sports dietist, physio, sport masseuse. So the next sector is sport and exercise science. This is more specific and specialised sector out of the four and needs a greater amount of knowledge and skill. It focuses mainly on why and things happen and tends to be more laboratory based. Most tend to be private provided. And there are things such as, so this could be things such as physiologists, biomechanists, sport physiologist or dietitian or nutritionist. Their aim is to improve performance and could be done by changing an athlete's diet or changing or adapting their technique, as well as to help prevent injury. So the next sector is sport and recreational. Jobs within this sector work with both grassroots levels and elite levels. Their aim is to provide opportunities and could be part of any one of the providers. Jobs include duty manager, PE teacher, sports coach, sport promoter, sport coordinator. And the final sector is is outdoor education. Their aim is trying to get children involved with outdoor activities. This could be done through school trips, holiday camps, or other interventions. Like the sport and exercise science sector, jobs within this sector require a large amount of skill and knowledge and qualifications due to a higher risk factor. Jobs could include specialist instructors for certain sports, so swimming, lifeguards and stuff like that, ground facility workers, so the maintenance of grounds, a mapper, or an outdoor bushcraft course leader. So now looking at jobs within the sectors. So the first sector, health and fitness, and the first job is a personal trainer. So this job is at Pure Gym Brighton. Their aim is to provide members with world-class facilities at an affordable price, and is a gym which is open 24/7. There are no set contracts, and hours vary depending on how many clients you have. There's no rental charges. However, it is 100% commission, meaning you only get paid what you make, and so there's no baseline set pay. So this job, they are looking for a passionate personal trainer with vibrant personality, exceptional customer service skills, and someone who is RP level 3, as well as first aid qualified. So what's good about this job for me is the location. Due to it being in Brighton means I wouldn't have to travel far and easy to get to. In addition, the hours are varied, meaning I could tailor my work to suit my needs. And finally, I feel like I have the confidence to be able to go and interact with people at the gym to get the customers, which is really important due to the fact it is a 100 base commission. However, this job is a 100 base commission, and I don't feel that that could be substantial, and would mean having to constantly try and gain new clients, meaning that the already existing clients wouldn't have my full attention. To add to this, there are certain requirements that I need to meet in order for the job to be suitable, and I can't meet all of these until without additional training until I'm a bit older. So the second job I found is for sport and exercise science, and it's a nutritionist. So the job I found is a community-based nutritionist. This job entitles you to go out into the East Sussex area, specifically Hove and Portslade, and provide a high-level quality dietitian service. There is a main clinic for the service, which is around a 15-minute cycle for me. However, I could be located anywhere in the Portslade Hove area, meaning that you might have to travel further, and therefore the use of public transport would be needed, and that could make it very expensive. The contract is a fixed term contract and is full-time hours, which could be around 38 to 40 hours a week. The annual salary for this job is between 22,200 and 29,000, depending on hours, skill level, job description, and clients. This job requires you to have good time management, planning when to book in each appointment, and taking into consideration things such as travel. Good communication and interpersonal skills are needed due to the fact you'll be working with a range of clients and need to be able to interact with them all individually, meeting their specific needs. So the main strengths and advantages for this specific role as a nutritionist I can see is that you're able to build strong relationships with each of your clients that you meet, and it's more personal, as they're more likely to feel at ease from the comfort of their own home, which can help you develop a better picture of your client. However, if that doesn't suit them being at their home, there is the clinic where they can go, so it's very open for the clients. Another positive of this job that would suit me is the skills required for this job. I feel I have good communication skills, and this is really needed for this particular job. This particular job is a combination of both public and private sectors, meaning that there's more range of people and different challenges. This also means the salary is quite good due to the private sector. However, being part of the public sector ensures that there is always work, and isn't isn't varied like throughout the year. It also isn't based all on the client's salary, and therefore you also have clients that are willing to pay more. The final positive for me within this particular job is, although it's based around nutrition, there's always going to be something different, and it can bring healthy challenges throughout the whole job, to try and discover why each problem is occurring and ways to fix it. And none of these are all going to be different for each person, as everyone's body works in different ways, and that's part of the job. I feel like you need to come up with different ways of tackling each issue. However, there are some things about this job that wouldn't work for me. Firstly, the travel, having to move around a lot. This could become expensive using public transport, or even if driving, there's still many costs. And the job would suit me better if it was only located in one area. Another factor which limits me from this particular job are the qualifications needed, specifically the university degree. So the next job I found was within the outdoor education sector, and is an outdoor bushcraft course leader, seasonal instructor, for the company Rock UK, based in the based at their Kent site, Carity Wood. This job requires someone who loves the outdoors, working with children, as their aim is to provide children with the chance to gain outdoor knowledge and develop a wide range of skills. This job involves instructing on a climbing wall, as well as their new aerial adventure, which is a high ropes course, as well as covering reception and floor walking duties. So the salary starts at £15,125 per annum, with the chance to increase for added qualifications. During the working season, on-site living area is provided for all the staff so that they can be near and develop teamwork skills. The requirement for this job is first aid and CWA certificate, as well as SPA qualification is recommended, as along with others. So this job would be something I was really interested in doing. It's seasonal, meaning I'd be able to complete it when I don't have other commitments, such as college, as it's in the holidays. Although the location is quite far away, it's a strength that it offers on-site accommodation. The strength of this course is that you get to be outside, teaching the children new transferable skills, providing them with great opportunities, as well as improving your own skills. However, there are some factors limiting me from completing this job, mainly the qualifications. There are 2 qualifications required to apply for this job, and many that are recommended. So the first one is first aid, which isn't a limiting factor for me. Yet you need to be you need a CWA certificate, which is a climbing wall award. Basically, what the CWA course is, it trains you and teaches you skills required to supervise climbers on a purpose-built artificial climbing wall and boulders. Although I have trained in climbing for many years, you have to be 18 years old to complete the assessment. So I wouldn't be able to apply for this job until I was 18. So other qualifications that are recommended are the single pitch award, which is a level 3 qualification, which again is about supervision on climbing, as well as being DBS checked. They have to be carried out for you to be able to work here, due to the fact you're working with children, and they are very hot on safeguarding children. Additionally, like any jobs, it is very hard working. However, this job would be very full on and become rather stressful, due to the fact you'll be working with large groups of children, and it's your job to keep them safe, and you're responsible for all these children. The final job I found in this is for the sport and recreation, and this job is a PE teacher at Davison CE High School for Girls in Worthing. This job involves working as part of a team in a lively large department. to teach high quality PE lessons, recognise and nurture the potential of all pupils, coach and umpire after school sports teams and clubs, transporting teams to off-site fixtures and events in the school minibus. That would be an advantage, and therefore recommended qualifications surrounding driving the minibus are highly thought of. The hours vary weekly depending on the timetable, although it's full-time for the 6-month trials whilst covering another teacher, with the potential of full-time job contract after the probation period. The salary is between 22917 and 38633. This is an excellent opportunity to join a well-established, developed department who has consistently high levels of achieving in GCSE dance, GCSE PE, and BTEC sport. A PE game specialist would be preferred, but passion and ability to teach in all areas of physical education is a requirement, as well as being DBS cleared. So the strengths is, although I would have to travel for this job, it's not too far and it's quite a simple route, and therefore wouldn't really be an issue. It's already a well-developed department, meaning that although you'd have to fit in with their routine, their already developed routine, you wouldn't have to worry about starting off fresh. However, there is no fixed job. It is dependent on how well you perform and their need for a second PE teacher, as it is just a covering maternity placement currently. In addition, they're looking for a PE game specialist, which would require further qualifications, which could take up more time, which I might not necessarily have. So to conclude, after looking at all 4 sectors and jobs within those sectors and evaluating them, I've decided to complete a placement at a gym working with a personal trainer. This is because this job is very hands-on, which would suit me, as I wouldn't like to be sat down all day. It would also bring different challenges, and I would be able to work with such a wide range of people of different ages, which I think I would benefit from. I like the idea that nothing would ever be the same, always having to come up with new programs and trying to solve new problems, which would be different for every client. I think I have good communication skills, and I would love to help others achieve goals that they might not thought was possible, and therefore I think it's quite a rewarding job.